People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. Obviously, the idea that Obama had, right idea, wrong person.
Definitely the wrong person. But you got to hand it to Barack. I mean, he was very calculating, very precise. In short, he was prepared.
Are you prepared?
Like Brian says, are you prepared? Do you have enough food, water, and other essentials to get you through tough times? If not, check out My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's #1 preparedness company, and they've served millions of American families just like yours. Right now, you can save 25% off their popular 4-week emergency food kit, which will keep you well fed for 4 weeks worth of breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. This food stays fresh for up to 25 years in proper storage, so it will be there when you need it. In fact, you may need it a lot sooner than that.
So don't wait. Go to www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com. That's www.preparewithcedricandbrian.com.
Is he that good? Do you think he planned this from...
No, if he planned it, there's no... Joe Biden's, his approval rating is 40 and lower, depending on which poll.
Right.
So, if you didn't see, they brought Barack Obama out. They wanted to... I don't know what their reasoning was. I know they say it was because they're trying to pump this Obamacare thing, the ACA and all that stuff. But... it kind of just made Joe even look more feeble and less prepared than normal.
Yes.
And I think it's going to backfire on him. We have some clips that we're going to go over and we'll talk about.
He looked at the little 7-year-old boy at the store, like saying, Dad,
yeah.
Dad,
yeah.
Notice me, Dad.
If it wasn't that he was the most powerful person in the world, not just our country, but the world.
Who are you talking about?
Well, Biden, who's supposed to be, right?
Okay.
If it wasn't for that fact, it would just be, it's just sad. It's like you almost feel bad, like you said, the little 7-year-old. But the fact that he's controlling the country we live in, it makes it...
Yeah.
It is sad, but it's more scary than anything.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? It's like when you have the TV shows, and the show's doing really great. For whatever reason, Barack was given this credit for doing really great job.
Why are you calling him Barack, man? It's
what's his name?
Obama.
Obama, whatever.
Or former President Obama. Or Mr. Obama.
Michelle.
You can't call him Barack.
Okay.
You know him?
Yeah.
What, just because you guys are the same shade?
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't interrupt me. Let me finish what I'm saying here. Okay, when you have those silly spinoffs and the spinoff is struggling a little bit, so you go back to the, for you old heads out there, when we're in Joni Loves Chachi, spun off from Happy Days.
Got to bring the Fonz back,
and so it was struggling so bad, they brought in like Fonzie or Richie to try and pump it up a little bit. Or, God, what was that one? Joey from Friends. That bombed terribly. And they tried to incorporate some of the old Friends cast into that to try and pump up the ratings a little bit. That's what it looked like. He looked like Joey. And so they had to bring in a Chandler or Ross to try and pump up the ratings, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Now, let's watch some of these clips. Full disclosure, I grabbed these off of Uncle Ben's podcast, Ben Shapiro.
Okay.
I saw him on there, so I clipped him from there. So you may hear Ben's voice.
Okay.
Can I call him Ben, or do I have to say Mr. Shapiro?
No, Ben. We know Ben. We're tight like that.
No, we didn't get to meet Ben. We met Matt, we met Jeremy, and we met Michael.
Yep.
But
we didn't meet Ben or Candace.
We could have met Candace. We saw her live.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. Here's the first one.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Barack Obama's vice president. And I'm Jill Biden's husband.
Who wrote that? You know, somebody wrote that.
Yeah.
I would assume, or maybe they didn't. And this is what happens when you let President Biden just kind of go off the cuff. It's, you don't. You're the president of the United States. You don't want to be self-deprecating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's self-deprecating humor. I get it. He wants to be a man of the people and seem like the everyday guy. But he has to know that the jokes are out there.
Do you see? Kamala loved it, though.
Yeah, that he's a puppet and things like that. And he's always been saying that he's behind Fauci, and Fauci's the real president, and now, Barack's vice president. It's just not funny, dude. You're not instilling any confidence in the people that you're leading.
Yeah. So that was followed up with this that didn't make it any better.
Thank you. Vice President Biden, Vice President. That was a joke.
Look at him. I mean, people, it's
and
like
I get it.
And then he's saluting him. You're the president of the frickin' United States, dude. Could you imagine?
Could
Trump
you see
would
Trump
never,
doing
yeah,
that?
Nobody would do that to Trump.
Oh,
you command respect. Nobody's going to give you respect unless you earn it. And we have a president, who got the most votes of any president of the United States. Wink, wink.
I think it's a feeble attempt to show that the Democratic Party, they're united as a force. There is no president, there is no vice president. We're all one team, and they're trying to sell that to people. That's why they should get the votes in the next election.
Yeah,
I'm grasping for straws here, but that's what I see there.
But it's one of those things like they say, if I make fun of my wife, that's okay. If you make fun of my wife, that's not okay. So Joe made fun of himself.
You calling me Will Smith? Or?
Yeah. No.
Don't get slapped.
Not a joke.
Okay, all right.
That happened to have somebody in it.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like if honey, I don't mean this, I'm just using an example.
She doesn't watch our shows anyway.
She does, I make her. But if I said, God, my wife's being such a bitch, I can say that. But if you said that.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
So as bad of a comment it was, Joe saying, joking around, I'm Obama's vice president is one thing, but then Obama to say it also and to mimic it, that's just disrespectful. But we know Obama cares about one person, and that's Obama.
Yes.
I'm sorry, former President, Mr. Obama.
Right.
But what's his name? Barry Obama. Barry something. But anyway, I just thought I watched that, and it was. Part of you wants to laugh because, we like to laugh at Joe Biden. But then the other part, it's just...
You feel bad for him.
Well, and this is the guy that's steering the ship, like you always say, or flying the plane. Mm-hmm. We don't want to hate our pilot.
No.
And even if we don't like him, we want him to do well. But now our pilot is showing himself to be feeble. And I know he's been showing himself that for the past year.
Yeah.
And we know he's just reading a teleprompter and all that. But it's just... It's more than sad now. It's scary with all the stuff going on, and
well, it's kind of cool. They got a laugh out of Kamala. She never laughs at anything.
Yeah, she's. Anyway, here. I thought this clip was funny. We'll see what Cedric's take is on it.
Yeah, it's not funny unless I say it's funny.
It's wonderful to be back to say thank you to all of you. But most of all, coming back here gives me a chance to say thank you and spend some time with an extraordinary friend and partner who was by my side for 8 years. And Joe Biden and I did a lot together.
So what I got out of that, the best Barack Obama could say about Joe Biden is he was by my side for 8 years. He didn't say he did a good job. He didn't say he was instrumental in my success. He said he was by my side.
Well,
that's what he says about me all the time. He went on our show. We got 20,000 subscribers, and Brian was by my side.
Brian's by my side. But not to minimize the vice president, because it's very important, but the main job of the vice president...
It's not important.
It's to make the president look good. That's, and that's when... as long as you stay in the back, don't make any noise, and support everything I do.
How many vice presidents, if they didn't go on to become president later, how many vice presidents do you even remember? I mean, what do they actually do? They're basically there in case something happens to the president.
Right.
Other than that, I mean, Kamala Harris is supposed to... Kamala, I say it right?
Yes.
She's supposed to, help with the border. We're going to go over the border in a second, but...
And that's the thing. She's not doing
anything.
She's drawn attention to herself because she's not doing anything right. It's like when you watch a great football game or a basketball game, when you're the referee, no one's supposed to notice you. Because people say, oh, that was a great game. Who reffed? If you can say, I have no idea who reffed, it was a great game. But when you can start pointing out the referee's mistakes, it's like, okay, this game sucked because the ref is drawing attention to himself by doing all the wrong things.
And this whole thing parading Obama out there, whatever excuse they're going to give it, I think it's going to backfire on him because instead of helping Biden's ratings, it's going to really shine a light on how weak he is. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe Obama's going to find somebody else to have the earpiece and tell next. But they're going to get, and I'm crossing my fingers. I don't want to because they're still mail-in ballots, so who knows what's going to happen. But by all polling data, the Democrats should get shellacked in November.
Yeah, we thought we were going to have another president this term also.
But not by the polls.
Yeah.
Just by the actual numbers. And now the polls even show it. So so here's Barack Obama talking about how great he is.
We helped save the global economy, made record investments in clean energy. We put guardrails on our financial system.
He still does that thing that just drives me nuts.
Right.
Rails. He just holds this. Sorry. I know I'm being petty. But
We helped turn the auto industry around, repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But nothing.
wait. We repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Now it's how many trans people can we get into the armed forces? And I don't know if you guys heard about this. They're celebrating the fact that they lowered the standards so that they could get more females in.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
No, I don't want my military to be inclusive. I want the biggest, baddest, and I'll say it, men out there. Like we talk about firemen all the time. If they've lowered the standards, the lifting standards and the running standards. If I'm in a burning building, I don't want someone coming there who can't pick me up.
No, I know. And then maybe we're missing the boat. Maybe that's where the trans thing is important. Because if we just get if they can call themselves women, no, wait, they'll raise the quota, but they'll still be men that can lift you and fight. Maybe that's what we're missing.
I need a new co-host.
Wow, it might hurt them in sports, but in the military, if all our women are actually men.
Oh, I know. If the trans person reaches out, I might reach out and punch them. It's like, get away.
Don't hate me, women out there. I'm just joking. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Oh my goodness.
Made me prouder than providing better health care and more protections to millions of people across this country.
Okay, so by better health care, he meant my premium went up double.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what he meant.
Yes.
Here's one more. I'm hoping that President Biden took some cues from former President Barack Obama on his use of the teleprompter. Because in this clip, you can tell he's reading it, but he's a little better than Joe, who just does this. So watch this.
The reason we're here today is because President Biden, Vice President Harris, everybody who's worked on this thing understood from the start that the ACA wasn't perfect. To get the bill passed, we had to make compromises. We didn't get everything we wanted. That wasn't a reason not to do it. If you can get millions of people health coverage and better protection, it is, to quote a famous American, a pretty big deal.
So that last part there was a joke that Biden made before. But if you watch that, you could see him reading. You could actually see his eyes moving. You could see him reading, but then he knows how to shift and look around.
Well, that's what a good.
Well, and he can keep the thought in his brain for more than 3 seconds. Whereas we know when Joe looks away, it's like, well, you know the thing.
Yeah,
well, anyway,
he reads all the punctuation. Period.
But this is why. This was the reason that Obama got elected. He was a good speaker. Yeah. I thought his policies were horrible for the most part. Even those that think, okay, well, he helped get, more people health care. I think that should go to the states anyway. That's just how I feel. And some of the proposals having interstate competition with health insurance might make it at least better and bring the cost down. Right now, I don't know what yours are. I have to pay for my own being self-employed. And it's more than doubled since all of this Obamacare started.
We're not going to talk about this much, but anytime you have a monopoly where one industry is controlling everything, you have a Twitter until you have like a Elon Musk and comes in and takes 9-10%. It's like, okay, now the game has changed. Now we can come and say, okay, what are you offering? What are you offering? Let's make an equal platform for everybody.
But at least Twitter had an Elon Musk. The problem that happened is you had all these health care companies, these insurance companies, and the big pharma. They kind of were just together and like, we don't need to lower our price. We can just keep filling our pockets. So I understand the thought of government trying to come in, but we know that government is the most inefficient. So that's not the way to do it. Do the monopoly laws, the antitrust laws, all that type of stuff, and try to break things up and make it more affordable by breaking it down small, not going national.
Yep.
We know that fails. And then this last clip is kind of what Cedric showed, when our little opening thing. Okay. This, you just feel bad.
There we go.
Where is everybody? I don't understand. Oh, will you talk to me? No? No one cares. I'm the president.
I mean, everybody's around former President Obama. That was Ben Shapiro's old man voice.
What's it called at the high schools? It's the Sadie Hawkins dance. That when the girls ask the guys.
Yeah, and poor Joe didn't get asked.
Joe didn't get asked by anybody. He just there's no one to dance with.
But it is. I mean,
I'll go grab some more ice cream.
It's sad because you've seen older people, and when they can't function in crowds.
Right.
I mean, it's actually sad, and that's what's so sad about them putting him up to run for president to begin with, and they only did it because everybody else out there was so radical, and they thought Joe, was going to appeal to the middle class, which he did, and that's how he got elected. Of course, once they got control of him in the White House, now everything's gone. I mean,
well, he was a roughneck blue-collar guy. I mean, he beat the hell out of corn pop. He drove an 18-wheeler.
That's right.
He did so many things that the middle-class people could relate to.
Oh, it's just so sad. I mean, just that visual of him walking around like that, it's, God. Anyway, what do you guys think about them bringing Obama? You think that's going to help the Democrats, or you think, I think that it just puts a spotlight on how bad Joe Biden is?
Yeah, it's like I said earlier when we opened up, it was like Biden is the spinoff, played a few shows, it's not doing well. Let's bring back the main character from last time to help him out, see if we can get the ratings back up. But
you know what happens when that happens? That's what that whole thing on Happy Days.
Jumping the
shark. So when you bring Fonzie back later, guess what? Nobody likes the show, and then by proxy, now they don't like Fonzie anymore.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't think this is going to help Biden or Obama.
No, but we'll see. I mean, you touched on a good point earlier. I'm still kind of nervous, a little skittish with the mail-in ballots because anything can happen, and that's a bipartisan issue. I'm not saying it helps the Democrats, helps the Republicans. It's a bipartisan issue that should be with everybody. And I've talked to numerous friends in our community who said that, again, that the voting laws were changed to penalize blacks and minorities. And I'm saying nothing can be further from the truth. They took advantage of COVID. That was a season in our life. And I understood. They made up the whole COVID thing and being 6 feet apart and all that stuff. So let's mail in the ballots so no one catches COVID. But there's no reason for that anymore.
No. And not only that, though, they've always, for some reason, even before COVID, the states that would require ID, they thought that was racist somehow, when you need an ID for everything. So now they're just playing, because of 2020, they're going to play that race card to the max. I mean, Stacey Abrams, who I think she's going to run again in Georgia. So she lost the first time. In her heart, though, she won because she can doubt the results of an election, but a Republican can't doubt it.
Right.
And the media is completely behind her, thinking she's still, the governor of, or mayor or whatever of Atlanta. I don't know if she's governor or mayor, whatever it is. I don't live there. But she can say, I was cheated.
Yeah.
But when Trump says it, then no, he's an idiot.
Yeah, and Hunter Biden's laptop never existed, and the wheels all made up, and it was Russian disinformation, and wait a minute, maybe it was true. Well, great, Joe's in office now.
Well, they had that thing that you did with Men in Black, so they tried to think that everybody's going to forget. Yeah. By the way, you held that wrong. You should have held it like this because your thumb doesn't go over the top of it.
Oh, my bad. I'm not Will Smith.
It's all right. It just made my editing harder. He doesn't care.
I do not.
Voting is important, people. I know a lot of people that consider themselves libertarian who probably watch this show. They don't even bother voting because they don't like Republican or Democrat. But if you don't vote, this is what you get.
Yes. Well, a while ago, we did a segment on how Adidas got woke. They were promoting transgender and body positivity and all that stuff. And this person wrote in, Wisco_HD girl. Wisco_HD girl.
Go girl.
And she says, don't do that again. She says, immoral and perverse. And to glamorize morbidity, obese people all the while keep in the pockets of big farm and corporations such as Nike and Adidas fat. That was a good play on words there. Wisco_HD girl, I couldn't agree with you more. It is immoral and perverse. And
Sorry.
what are you doing over there? Don't do the high-pitched black thing. That's not your thing.
I forgot I'm not allowed to do stuff like that.
Go, girl.
And somebody commented on there, because I mentioned Skechers as one of the things I support, and they said, well, they're still made in
China
and somewhere
Vietnam.
else, Bangladesh, I don't know, wherever it was. Yeah, Vietnam and China. Everything's made overseas because of cost right now, but at least they don't promote the woke stuff. As far as I know, and I haven't seen it, they don't promote all the stuff that Nike and now Adidas does.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all we were saying. I know things, I wish more things could be made in the United States, but remember, these companies are there to make a profit, and if they can get cheaper labor, and hopefully it's not slave labor, and if it is, like they found out with Nike, they should do something about it. But we know China doesn't do anything about it.
And if you're on your feet a lot, nurse, doctor, whatever, the Skechers Go Run, that is the shoe for you.
Yeah, we did an ad on that. That's
Yes.
all.
We're not even getting
I
paid by
wear.
Skechers to do
Yeah,
that.
Not yet.
Yeah, but we will send them this clip.
All right. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, you guys. Thanks for watching that. Appreciate it. I can say for a fact now we are at 20,000 subscribers. I know that for a fact. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please continue sharing our channel with everyone you know. And continue being good to each other. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. We'll see you later.